Hello and welcome to my video. Come in, sit down, get comfy. Hello and happy Friday. I'm Ellie, welcome to my video. Today we are starting in my craft room because we will be in my craft room. I go back and forth between calling it my office space and my craft room because it functions as both. There are just a lot of crafts that happen in here, so I feel like craft room encapsulates it the best. Comparatively to how it could be, I would say that it's fairly organized. I know where everything is, everything just isn't in its perfect place where I wish it was. And the action of moving one thing to another place, I'd have to take something out of that place and put it in that place, but oh, what if that space doesn't work for it? It's just, there's a lot of moving parts. I have this giant dresser, which I've had for maybe 3 years now, and I really quite love it. It holds a lot of stuff. I have like these little boxes that I use to organize everything. Then the next thing I have is my craft cart. My craft cart sits right next to my desk, right over here, where I keep most of my highest used, most needed, most reached for items, which it's kind of become not that as much. I kind of just throw things there that I don't even reach for on a daily basis, and then the things that I do reach for on a daily basis are in that thing. Which my dresser, it's right behind me. It's not that hard to access, but having to roll back, either stand up or roll my chair back and go get the things and then open the drawer and then like dig through, when it could be on my craft cart. That's what today's video is supposed to be about. The last thing I have, and it's tucked away back there, I don't know if I've ever even pointed it out before, is a 3-tier drawer unit. That thing is ancient. Honestly, my family might have had this since before I was born, honestly. And it still functions. It's ugly. Like I put paper in the fronts of it so that you can't see the insides, so that maybe it's like less visual clutter, because I already have a lot of purposeful visual clutter. I'd rather not have unnecessary visual clutter. In there, I mostly keep yarn in the top 2 drawers, but the bottom drawer has a bunch of miscellaneous things that I genuinely can't even tell you what's in there. So really, I would just like to go through everything and reorganize to utilize my space in the way that makes the most sense, because I don't feel like it's functioning like that right now. I just need it to make more sense. And you're coming along with me. Unfortunate note to make, my large, tall tripod broken. All I have is my shorter one, but this should work. I just feel like it's gonna be echoey. I don't know. To be honest, I don't even know where to start. There's lots of things that I have. I think maybe the first thing I can do is try to clean up as much as I can, but after that, I don't know. Oh my gosh, how did that... The leg on this tripod just broke. These are some clay pieces that I'm turning into mini shelves. They're not dry yet, and I don't know where I want to keep them, but I want to use this table to help me organize. So I think I'm just gonna kind of put them on another surface. I actually have a plank of wood. I do notice that if you have air dry clay and you put it on a plank of wood to dry, it dries faster because the wood soaks up the extra water that's in the clay. This is that leftover clay that I was trying, that I decided I didn't really like because it takes so long to dry, but I just wanted to use up the rest of it. And so this is the rest of it. I'm just gonna put it on my kitchen island for now. This will make it easier to move around. I would like to have this put away by the end of the video, but I just think having a taller surface for me to organize on will maybe be easier than organizing on the ground. We'll see. I don't know. I'm just gonna try it out because I feel like maybe it'll just help me. Don't know. There's no logic behind it, actually. When it comes to Little Miss Craft Card, this is the thing that I the most want sorted out. It's got my UV resin box right here. Very important to have this here. It just makes the most sense. Eventually, I'd love to have a separate table for it to sit on, but right now I don't. And I do a lot of resin things, and it is nice to have it literally right off to the side, so I can just literally resin and then put it in. I keep my makeup bag here. Whenever I do my makeup, I do it at this desk right here where I have a big window that brings in a lot of natural light, so that likes to sit right here. I have this whole caddy that has scissors, pens, paintbrushes, all things like that that I reach for often. I have my paint palette and paints, different types of glue. This last shelf I have a couple like notebooks. I have a coloring book. I have some acetone that I keep down here. This bottom shelf is just simply not being used effectively, and I think that is the catalyst. Things that I'd like to have on here as well are my jewelry making supplies and my beads. I think that those could just go at the bottom here, or maybe I could put the beads like in the middle shelf, and that will help me a lot with the production of all of my beaded items. And so I want those to be easier access. They're put away in my dresser, and it's just simply kind of hard to access them because I have to stack them in a way in there. I have to go back there, open the drawer, pull them out, and then they just end up out on my desk because I don't have a set space really close to me, because a lot of my functioning is convenience for me, and so I have to work accordingly. If you ask my best friend, I have been talking about reorganizing this, but sometimes I'm just all talk, and so it's time that I actually like do something about this. So first and foremost, I'm kind of gonna just, I think, take everything off to get a good reset. So you're going in time-lapse mode. So if you look at this massive table, this is everything that I'd stuffed on my craft cart. And now we're gonna try to fit even more on it by using the space as efficiently as possible. What I want to do is try to fit my paint and all like notebooks and journals on the bottom shelf. Those are maybe, I would say, least reached for. I still reach for them fairly often, and so bottom shelf will be good. And then they're also easy things to grab. Like, it's not small pieces or anything like that. I keep all my paint in this tub, which is nice. I can just slide it in there. Collage book and junk journal. 2 little notebooks. Maybe it would be better going this way. Some giant sleeves that I use for my light switch covers. Pokemon coloring book. These are my pastels, so they're really hard to store because you can't store them like this unless it's like pressed really well. You have to store them flat. So I think I might just stick these underneath the notebooks. And I just put my paint palette and my paint rag on top of the paint. Super swag progress. I reassessed this organizer here and this one here, as well as put my jewelry making boxes here, so they're much more easily available. I have 3 stacked up right here, which honestly, actually, I might just have them all turned on their sides, because that makes them super duper easy to grab. Yahoo! Okay, so that's what's going on there. Up top here, I'm just gonna put the UV box right back where it was. And my makeup bag is also staying right here. This area up top does become a sort of catch-all for things. So it's just, that's just what's gonna happen inevitably with this. I have this little container thing here, but I don't know if it'll fit actually. No. I'm just trying to think of like a way to make things work better. I also have this tiny boot. I don't think it was American Girl doll. I think it was like the our generation girl dolls. I think the second one is still at my parents' house, but I have this lip gloss in here that I honestly don't even use, so I'm gonna throw that away because it looks really grody. I've had that for a while. Then I keep tweezers, nail clippers, and then a little nail file. Easy access. It just goes right here next to my makeup bag. All right, y'all, it's a little bit later. I got distracted. I don't think I've done anything more since I last showed you, so that's cool. I mainly have a lot of like stragglers left that I'm trying to figure out where to designate them. I think for the most part, I'm gonna keep like my glue in the same area that it was. I kind of just set it in the back here because it might not be something I use every day, but I want to be able to reach and grab it, but it's not a big deal if I have to like search for it a little. I have this epoxy sculpt. I might honestly put this in the dresser, so I'm gonna leave this out because it just kind of takes up space, because again, I don't use it often enough. Side there. These are more beads in here. I honestly keep some things just stored in the UV box as well. Since I'm not using it every day, but I do want it to be very easy access, it just makes sense to keep stuff in there to make it more useful. Hello party people. We are back, day 2 of trying to organize this biz. Craft cart is very happy and pretty much done. I can be pretty bad about this. I'll get lazy when it comes to putting fabric back away. I don't have a sewing machine, but I hand sew a lot and I like to do like patchwork type things. I have a whole stash down here. This drawer is like broken also. I try to fix it every so often, but it just keeps breaking. This is all my fabric. I'm very proud of my collection. I actually got this really cool fabric the other day, like a bunch of different generations of Corvette. I think it's C1 through C5, I think is what was decided on this. The fabric drawer doesn't really need any organization. I try to just keep up with keeping everything folded, and it's actually doing pretty good right now. Essentially just like fabric, ribbon, and embroidery thread in there. All the embroidery thread stays in like little containers, and then ribbon is on a spool, and then the fabric I just keep folded, so that one's okay. I took out the middle 2 drawers, like the second and third from the bottom drawer. Curie's climbing in the dresser now, so that's cool. I keep stamps here, this unfinished clay projects, and then a bunch of stencils that I make. I keep them in here. It's not organized well at all, and there's a bunch of trash in there. These are more stamps that should be here. I have Posca markers. I have like broken things in here as well. This is a necklace stand that I used to use whenever I did markets, and it's just kind of like busted. I need to decide if I want to fix it and keep it, because I am going to be doing some like market type stuff soon. I have display materials that just make more sense, and like I said, it's already like broken and falling apart, so that might be going in the trash. I think I'm gonna donate these. I'm just not gonna ever use them. They're literally so small, tiny. Okay, I'm sitting down so you can actually see me, and also my back hurts so bad. I don't know what I did. It just, I don't know, my back has always been so weird. I feel like it's just getting worse and worse as I live and breathe. Stacking up all my stamps. They're gonna stay in this box because it works the best, but I just want them to be more easily accessible. I really want to get all of my stencils put together because I have quite a bit for just different... There's a fuzzy chasing me. For just different things, and sometimes it's just fun to look back. I don't even know what some... It's like a little tiny bear. I don't know what some of these are even for. I'm just gonna look through all my like clay things. Like, see, that's cute. I just never painted on top of it. This is like a little cat head, and these are more cat heads, or potentially like lily pads that I haven't painted but could be really cute magnets. I don't know, there's like some good stuff in here that I just, if I ever want to reuse it, I have it in here. This is a box that has some stamps in it as well, like some smaller stamps. I made like outlines of light switches and outlets for, of course, my cat light switch covers. And this is gonna go just along with all of the clay stuff. I have some things that are like scattered around in different locations, specifically crystals. I like to have them on display in different areas of the home, but sometimes I have a good bit of crystals. I went through a phase where I was just buying a lot, and I still love crystals. They're beautiful, but like I'm just not buying them as much anymore because I have a good bit. But I just like for them all to be combined together. So I have this good sized box. Baby. Oh, hey puppy. You haven't seen Mookie in a while, have you? I'm your angel. I feel like every time I've been filming recently has been when she's sleeping, because she's such a sleepy little baby. I have this box, which seems like a pretty good size. I like to just take a box and cut off the extra flaps. I had them in this container, but it's just not big enough to hold all the extra ones I actually do have. So I'm just gonna dump those in there and throw these extra ones, and then I actually have some in the front right here as well. You see them? So crystals are reorganized and all combined, which is something I really wanted to do because they were just sitting around in different places, like I said. I found this tiny little notebook, and I have known that I've had this, but I just haven't like gone to grab it. It's mainly empty because I was using it to log like my sales from markets, but yeah, it's mainly empty. I think this would be really cool to carry in my purse or to have just around so I can do little sketches. And here I have my LPS, and you might be wondering why I have my LPS in my craft dresser. I actually do LPS customization, and I don't know if this will cross over where people will like see me who know me from my LPS customizing, but I have like a fairly popular Instagram actually that I sell my customs on, and I also take commissions. And so I keep all of my stock in here. And it's actually fun that I bring that up right now because I'm thinking in the next 1 to 2 videos, I want to do LPS customization. That's what I was talking about with miniatures. And then I also want to do like a room set, because just making miniatures are so fun. And I actually do make room sets that I sell, but I haven't done that in a while. So I think it'd be cool to try that again, because I'm always thinking about it. Like I'm always thinking about how fun it would be to play LPS. So yeah, these are my LPS bases. These are cats and dogs, and these are like miscellaneous creatures. These are body parts because I do mix and match. And then these are a bunch of accessories that I still have. This is, the bottom one is clothes and the top one is like food items. And then there's a bunch of other like random things in here as well. This I already know. Oh, well, that's like confetti glitter, so I can go over here. And then I keep a lot of bottle caps because I like to use these to make LPS furniture. And then there's these as well, which make good table bases. This is my camera bag that I honestly like never use. It is empty, and it remains empty constantly because I always have my, like, you're on my camera, I always have my camera out and I'm filming my weekly YouTube videos or I'm taking product pictures, so it's just always out and about. This box, it was filled with my jewelry making supplies, but I've decided it'll be good to have like extra craft supplies. Like this is epoxy, this is a sealant that I use to finish off the LPS customs. These are 2 extra resin containers, and I think my Posca pins could also fit in nicely in this category. 2 mini canvases that used to have little paintings on them, but I wanted to reuse them, so I just painted them with like a flat color, and eventually I will paint something on it, something similar to like the ladybug that I did also on one of these mini canvases. Here's my label maker. Of course, if you have a label maker, you have to label it with said label maker. It's dead, and it's been dead for a while. It requires like 6 AAA batteries that I simply don't have, so it's just dead and been dead, but I'm gonna hold on to it. It can just go right in here. It tucks nicely away. These things could be like more condensed to make more space for other things, which I might go ahead and do and see if I can get one of these emptied out just for space for other things potentially. I'm looking through this drawer right now. Mainly what I have in here is my giant gel nail polish kit, and so that fills up majority of it, but I also have more straggler type items. First of all, these are clay work in progresses, so I can put these in the clay container. In here, I have some unfinished LPS customs, and so I'm just gonna put these in a safe spot in here. I opened this top drawer. For some reason, I just can't stay on task to save my life. But do you wanna know what's in this box here? Molds of my teeth and my extra retainer. Can you see them in there? Yeah. So, that's pretty cool. I have a bunch of markers in here that actually my friend gave me forever and ever ago when we were like in middle school, and I am still gonna hold on to them because they're still useful. This is like my wall hanging kit, and if y'all were here for my office makeover where I hung this, this is what I needed, and they were just in this drawer, in the same drawer that I had my wall hanging kit, and they just were in my wall hanging kit, and I just expected myself to remember that. Am I gonna fix it? No, it's fine. Mookie, now you're in the dresser. What are you doing, baby? And these still aren't going in the wall hanging kit. They're just going next to it again because maybe I'll remember this time. So the second top drawer, because there's 2 smaller top drawers, it has some jewelry making supplies, but also those LPS bedroom kits that I was talking about. I'm gonna put those with the rest of the LPS stuff. I know I had mentioned that I was just gonna leave the bottom drawer, which has all the fabrics in it, alone, but then I realized that I keep my ribbons in like a little box in the back, and those were kind of a mess, and there were a bunch of fabric scraps that I was holding on to that are actually pretty useless, and so I decided to go through that, reorganize all the ribbon because it had kind of gotten scattered around. Things are better organized now, and there's more room. And so I'm very happy about that. It just makes it all function better whenever there's just like a little bit more room. I've gone ahead and pulled out the third and final like long drawer that goes in that top section right there. This is a lot of miscellaneous things. It's not only more jewelry supplies, which this is my lesser jewelry supplies, these can just stay here, but also home decor, more of these small canvases that can go in one of the newly designated craft little organizers. This is my electronics box. If you're a human person, then you also have one of these. It's really a disaster of cords for some reason right now, which actually doesn't make sense because I feel like usually there's not a lot of cords in here. I must have been like throwing them in here without even thinking about it. It is my prized possession, my baby pink DS Lite that my grandmother gave to me. Okay, I don't know if you're ready for this. I do still have a stylus. Naturally, the end is chewed off of it, but that's okay. I was playing some of my games on it. Honestly, the DS Lite is peak because it also has the Game Boy cartridge in the bottom. I still have my Nintendogs and I have a Littlest Pet Shop game. Oh, you kidding? I also have my iPod Touch. It's the hot pink version, and of course I have it in a teal and chevron case. This is so 2010. I don't even know what to do with myself. A big thing I forgot to mention initially is I also specifically wanted to find a place for this box to go in here because it's just been like floating around my apartment and specifically been taking up space on my desk. And so this is my button box if you haven't seen it before. It just takes up a lot of space in front, which I think that makes more sense to me. I wonder if I could put that box here instead. Let me try that actually. This can go in here and these can still fit. Sick. Like I said, these are like jewelry boxes, but they have a lot of like more miscellaneous things. Like these are little things I've sculpted out of epoxy that I'm just waiting to use. These are like some seashells that my friends will bring back for me whenever they go on a trip. And then there's some like old jewelry that eventually I want to take apart to reuse for something else. And then just a couple other like random things. This has mainly keychain attachments. These aren't super necessary by any means, so they just stay in front of these here. Everything makes a lot more sense now and it's a lot more organized. I feel like before it's been organized, but like vaguely organized. And I will give you like a full kind of tour through when it's back in there, just because you'll be able to see everything better. Side note, I'd super duper love to get new knobs because I've had these for a while and I kind of just want to mix it up. I think it'd be really cute to have some like bug shaped ones. I've seen these dragonfly shapes and they're bronze and those are super duper just cutie. And then I could find some simpler ones that can go on these. That's not going to be in today's video. Just again, those are expensive and that's for just another time. But just so you know, eventually I'd love to do that. Ow. Okay, so here's this little guy. It's throwing its guts out at me right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and take maybe these out. No, these are both just yarn. Okay, and this bottom one is genuinely just like a bunch of random stuff. I have some small little memory things that are mainly like gifts from my parents in here. Look how actually stinking cute this is. It's like holographic and dolphins in a lighthouse. So I think I'm gonna put this out along with this really cute thing. Those are really sweet. And there's a couple more things in here that I think I'll just keep away for safekeeping. I guess this actually didn't really need any organizing. Everything in here is kind of like random anyway. This though can go in here. All right, so that was quick, easy, and painless. I found a few things that I'm gonna put out and then a few things that I can just move on from that will be going to donations. I found these. I used these at my last job. So I might connect these back because I think that they're super cute. Like way cuter than the black mouse and keyboard. This is the finished product of the craft cart. This is my UV box. In here I just have some extra things. One being the water I put my paintbrushes in, and then just some extra little bits from like jewelry making. Here I keep my makeup, my beads, nail file, nail clippers, tweezers, and a lighter. Got my tape here. Here are some of the most used items: scissors, paintbrushes, a knife, writing materials. This is all my jewelry supplies, some acetone back there. This is a bag I usually put my clay in. I just don't have any clay right now. My hot glue gun and other miscellaneous glues are back here. This is a bag with all my stickers in it, and then a lot of more miscellaneous crafting supplies. This is Mookie. She doesn't stay in the craft cart. She just is hanging around. Isn't that right? Yeah. Here I keep my paints and my paint palette on top of it. Various journals, collage, writing, coloring, and otherwise. And then also my paper slicer. In these drawers, the top one houses a bunch of yarn along with the second one. And then this bottom one has some decor, but also mailers. In this first drawer on the left, I have my gel nail polish kit. These are some markers, my wall hanging decor, and then this is what I keep my teeth in. There's some extra space here now, which is so nice to see. Makes maneuvering things a lot easier. In the second top drawer that's on the right, I have a lot of mailers that I am recycling, and then also some other mailers. And here are, this is like a little keepsake box of notes I receive. And then in here are some leftover things from markets that I used to do. Mookie's also here listening, by the way, part of the audience. In the first large drawer that we have here, these are the giant organizers that I have that are just filled with things that I reach for less often. These two are mainly keepsake slash decorations that are just put away in here because I don't have a place to put them. And this is my electronics box. And here I have my LPS. These are their accessories, both made by me and from the factory. These are bottle caps that I'm waiting to be used in some way because I can't throw anything away ever. And then those are some work in progress customs. Here I have extra crafting supplies that consist of mini canvases, resin, Posca markers, and epoxy, and then also some more spray. And then that's my camera bag that I have shoved in the back because I never use it. Some clay in progress things, and also the mirrors that I like to use with the clay. More just random things that are like little boxes, and then also my label maker. These are my stamps, buttons. These are some extra like makeup type items and nail polish, extra crystals that I don't have on display. And then for the last drawer, the bottom drawer, I have all of my fabrics, which are so beautiful to see all the colors. My embroidery thread is right here. Underneath that are some leather scraps, which are really fun to work with. The ribbon stays in this box back here, and then that green and red one I actually keep fabric paint in for whenever I'm using stamps on, say, like a tote bag or something. All right, you guys, I think I feel pretty accomplished. I'm happy with the outcome. I just feel like things are gonna flow better. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but just never did it or like really tried to reorganize. Having the table out helped because then I could just have everything up on a platform. It was easier to organize. I feel like everything just flows a lot better and will make a lot more sense, especially in this new age of mine where I am going to be creating things even more often. I already try to create something of some sort every day, and now I will have inventory to keep up with for a few different places, as well as hopefully doing markets here in the near future. So having things making more sense organizationally is gonna make me feel a lot better. If you made it all the way to this point in the video, thank you so much for sticking around with me, watching me through my process. I really hope you enjoyed. I was very grateful to have you here. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you will consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I make new videos every Friday. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you then. Thanks again. Bye.